Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cloudy Kings again, back at it again, showing you some Pit 95, almost a speed run with Sever build. Okay, Sever's doing billions of damage. Shout out my bro Grief and Aureus from the Sever Discord. These guys were awesome. They helped me a lot. I don't talk too much at the moment, but I've been reading a lot. But right now we're going crazy with the attack speed and damage. And with this Sever build, it's almost like an elemental explosion build. So we got the freezing enemies, we got them, the tornado, we got them, they're exploding with the fire, with the hex of the fire. It's so much good things that's happening right now. Then not only with that, you're also utilizing vulnerability damage and critical because yes, they go hand in hand, right? So just put them together with straight yellow damage. Or if you miss a crit, you're not gonna always have 100% crit unless I'm not using grasping veins. I don't have a space for grasping veins. So for me, I'm using vulnerability to supplement that instead of not having grasping veins. I'm using greater feast for consistent damage. But if you like grasping veins, just switch those two out. Um, at the moment, we're at about 75% attack speed too. Right, so we got about 71% critical chance. We got 75% attack speed, right? You can go push this build to about 100% or 90%. Each his own. I'd say 85%. Then use a potion if you want. Elixir. I would do that. Honestly, I wouldn't go past 85%. You should put those points somewhere else. But and also for this build, you would want about, I would say, because you're going to be using overpowers. Overpowering is definitely helping you. I like to be comfortable with approximately 10,000 to 15,000 health. Anything more is awesome. Anything less, if you can survive, then sure. But these lightning mobs are, well, like as you can see, want a decent amount of life. To me, right now, life is like really like honestly, I would sacrifice a little bit of attack speed for life at this point because after like the higher pits, these mobs are really hitting you hard. And even though you're controlling everything, you're fearing everything, Paranado, you're critting all the time. Like it's just not for some reason they just hit really hard. Um, I'm not using Tyrio's Might too, so that's another thing. So I'm not invincible, pretty much. I'm going to get hit. Try to fall death is almost like a glass cannon build. Two, being realistic about that. People are not really realistic to say the trade between Tyrio's Might and Shroud of False Death. Kind of squishy. Now, with this build, like we're like really zooming through hit 95. Not too much effort, but it took a while for me to get to this point. And I want to talk about the occult gems and what I did to farm to get to this point, and the witch powers because without those, like my damage was doing okay, but it wasn't doing like the amount that I'm doing, right? But with the witch powers and the occult gems, pretty much, um, the witch powers and the occult gems is what really make it. And I don't really show that here. I forgot to show you the witch powers, but the witch powers that we want to focus on right now. Tornado, clearly we want to do that, but I don't have it maxed out, right? I'm sorry, I'm lazy and I've been putting points into all my occult gems. But the occult gems I want to focus on right now, right, is a occult gem that every time you get a specific amount of primary resources, primary. So like for me, it's int, right? For my class, it's int. So you get primary and you get max life of stats. Okay. And then the other one is overpower damage. And then another one which is it's critical damage. So for me, the more critical damage I do, the more I'm hitting, the harder I'm gonna hit. So for all three of my hexes and my ores, that's why I have a huge ass ore. And then with the ore, we have pretty much um, at rank 10, the ore is enlarged, but you also get 35% multiplicative critical damage. And that is what's really, really boosting this damage up. Not only is that, again, shout out my bro Grief, because I think he's one of the first few people to see this. I did not play PTS, but with finality on your weapon and having a double masterwork sever on your boots, so the sever boots grieve and anti-tune, right? Like you can switch that out and you don't need it, but with finality on your weapon, and then you double masterwork on at least a 1 GA sever chance to double prop sever, you'll get about maxed out 100%. So everything is double. Your sever doing double damage 100% of the time. And then you have your finality on there, which is for me, I'm at 10. I'm at like what 14 out of 3. So that's giving me 70% multiplicative damage on top of that. That is making my damage insane right now. But it's literally like a lot of stacking, and then with the paragons, the paragons have a lot to do with this, including with our perdition, Shroud of False Death, gearing. Not only just finality, terror is helping with everything. The terror node is helping with you. Every time you freeze an enemy, you get an additional 8% multiplicative damage on top of that. Not just hit with darkness skills, but when they're frozen too. Okay. Also with Gloom, I got lucky. I got a 2-star GA, so I have a max life GA, but I put Gloom on the side. I only have +3 to Gloom, but +3 is fine. Pretty much, you just get more points to that, and that's your damage overall. Like you don't have to do anything. It's just your overall damage. Every like every sever, you get a stack of Gloom, 1 stack. So every 4 severs, you max out your Gloom pretty much. And that's why you see me just destroying the boss and just hitting hard as hell, right? Like that's the reason why, because you stack these bonuses on top of each other. Because nobody's really talking about how to increase your damage as a sever build. Again, for the stats that you really want to pay attention to, because sever, you cannot be using the essence, the sacrifice and shadow with it to your resistances like other builds can. You need that shadow damage. So aspects that you're going to want to focus on, I got a maximum Reaping Lotus aspect, lucky me, right? Then I have a maximum Greater Feast aspect, almost maxed out aspect of the Damned, aka shadow damage. I got that on my necklace. So Reaping Lotus is my great sword. And then we have pretty much aspect of the Damned on my necklace for 81% shadow damage out of 84%. Right? Then we got the sacrifice, the aspect of sacrifice to make our sacrifices 40. For me, it's 49% stronger. And that's helping again with the shadow damage, the critical damage, doing about 30% multiplicative shadow damage. I think 35% or something. No, it's like 52% critical damage, and we got 30% maximum life. With this build, to be tanky in order to survive, bro, you're gonna want a lot of maximum life. I don't recommend, unless you already have that due to your weapon, I don't recommend anything like that. Um, Again, you see me using exploit, I'm using essence, sacrifice. I think I use an abyssal as well. Just we're going over it. So we get the Heir perdition again. I showed you Shroud of False Death. And then we got the 2-star GA max glove with the int. You want int everywhere. I've got maxed int legs. Using the 2 double master worked on a chance to sever. Right, that's really what you want in sever area. And then again, double master work on finality. And then you can right there you can choose between, what I do is I want more critical damage, right? And I'm okay with where my int is. 3,000 int is really good right now. You can push it to 4,000, but right now I'm okay with 3,000, especially with the Greaves and Empty Tunes. 3,100 to 3,500 is really good. I'm showing you my stats right here. So I have about 2,000 critical damage, 2,100 critical damage, and about 2,300 or 2,100 overpower. You're also going to want about a 60 to 80% lucky hit chance, because that's how you keep up your primary resources. Your lucky hit chance, you need to temper that on your weapon. Primary resources, about 70-80%. Again, right here, I'm showing you my skill tree, showing you things I go for blight to amplify your damage. Got 15 out of 5 severs. Like you can switch that on your gloves, but I'm not messing with my gloves right now. We got gloom right there. Right, we got terror, and that's pretty much the build. So finality, gloom, and terror is what's really carrying me. Terror is freezing the mobs and shadow damage. Gloom is consistent shadow damage. And finality, since we're spamming our ultimate, we might as well keep spamming that ultimate and get 70% multiplicative damage right there. So we're just stacking, stacking the multipliers right now. With the Paragon tree, first one I got is control because everything's getting controlled. You got frailty here. With frailty, I love this is just my leveling pass. I went to the sacrifice node with frailty, and then I went to the bloodbath because I needed the overpower damage. With the bloodbath, I put amplify on there, and then I went to the route to give me more HP. Then from there, I went down for more HP, and that's the wither node. And with the wither node, I got the exploit. I got the exploit, and then I went up right there, and then that up there is going to be the vulnerable. So that's literally what we're doing right here. And then I'll show you the little extras which you can go for, which you can go for extra max life. You need that attack speed right there and frailty. That's a must. That's extra resistances right there as well. I'd take the left. I wouldn't take the right because you don't need that shadow resistance too much. You can get extra shadow dot damage, and I have a blight build, which I have again. I'm making a video of that too. And then again, so that's pretty much what I do. And you got Subo for the critical damage multiplier. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all and definitely tune back in, bro. Definitely like and subscribe, all that.